What are we talking about today?
And now we can talk about the third one, which you haven't seen.
No, but here I actually got to go pick up our partner in crime to watch our movie marathon today here. So,
well, I don't know. Do you want to just quickly, can we just quickly talk about it and then we'll have a quick end? Because I can explain it to you really fast. Like,
okay.
Just because at the end of the second one, Marty runs up to Doc. So the third one starts because you know how the second one starts with the same ending scene from the first one.
Mm-hmm.
Third one is the same way. It starts. Marty runs up to Doc and he's like, "I need your help to send me back in time." And so what they do is they go find forward in time, Back to the Future. And they go and find the DeLorean because Doc hid it in like an abandoned mine shaft or something, right? And what they do is they get that car, and when they're there, there's a cemetery outside the mine shaft.
I thought there was no DeLoreans left back in 1955.
No, because remember Doc got sent back to 1885 with the DeLorean.
Oh, that's right.
So he left it hidden in a mine shaft from 1885.
Yeah.
And so then they found that DeLorean, and in the graveyard there is, they find Doc's gravestone, Emmett Brown's gravestone, and it says he got shot in the back on this day. And so Marty's like, well then I gotta go back and make sure that Doc doesn't get killed, even though Doc told him explicitly, no matter what, don't come back to the past. So then he does, and they end up, basically, Doc from 1965 dresses Marty like, just ridiculous, like a pink shirt and like red cowboy boots and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then he has him set up, and they do, I love the third one because they do a lot of talking about how this car teleports through time, but it's not like, so like, it doesn't change through space. It drives, but that's the only way it can move through space. So it moves through time, and whatever time has changed, the landscapes have changed, right? So in the first one, he's driving down a road in a parking lot, and he ends up in a field. In the third one, at the start, he's driving in a parking lot, and when he goes back in time, he ends up just like in the desert, and there's a wall of like Native American, like a painting of Native Americans, right, on horses. And then Marty, when he appears in the past, just coincidentally, there's just like a bunch of Native Americans on horses riding at him. So he backs up the car and like hides it in a mine shaft, but then he finds out there's a leak in the car, and the way that they they don't have gasoline in 1885, so they have to get gasoline for the car, and in order to do that, or they can't get gasoline, sorry, so they use a steam train, they hijack a train, get that train up to 88 miles an hour.
Wouldn't it have that recycling thing?
That's only for the flux capacitor. It only replaced the plutonium. The car still driving runs on gasoline.
Oh, okay.
So that's the whole thing. But one way what I thought of that they could fix it, which probably other people have thought of, there's another car that Doc got sent back in time with. Why don't they drain the gasoline out of that car, put in the running DeLorean, or whatever, you know what I mean? There's two DeLoreans in 1885 at this point. Why don't they just get in the other DeLorean? You know what I mean? But anyways, they do that, and the way that it's cool at the end, they set the car on train tracks, drive the train, push the car. In that time, in 1885, the bridge isn't finished, but in 1985, the bridge is finished, so the train has a spectacular crash, but the car rolls along the bridge, and so at the end of the third movie, Marty McFly rolls up in a DeLorean, and like, there's just cars waiting because there's like the arms are down because the train track crossing, right?
Yeah.
And it's just like ding, 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 and this car just slowly rolls past these people, and, like, and he gets out of the car, and he's like, well, okay, whatever, and then all of a sudden a train comes up and smashes the DeLorean, and he's like, well, Doc wanted it to be destroyed anyway, so good job, and then all of a sudden, because Doc stayed in the past.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, like 2 seconds later, Doc comes up, or no, what happens? He goes and finds Jennifer, almost gets in a crash, but doesn't. Because in the third one he learns a lesson not to just fight somebody because he says it's chicken, right? And so then he doesn't get in a crash with Flea, or whatever, with the race with Flea, and he ends up. They go back to where the DeLorean got destroyed, and he's talking to Jennifer about it, and then all of a sudden, Doc Brown appears in a flying, steam-powered train that's a time machine. And then at the end, him and his family like fly away, and like that's the end of it. It's pretty awesome.
Okay, but yeah.
But yeah, that's going to be it for us for this podcast. It's a little bit of a short one, but hope you enjoyed our breakdown and rating system of the third one. Of the Back to the Future trilogy. I would give the third one a little bit less, and I would say it's about a 7. It's still good. I like it a little bit more than most people because it's a Western, but a lot of people also don't like it because it's about Doc Brown and his relationship with Clark Clayton, this Old West teacher.